exhausted from your overseas business trip. I'm sorry to ask this of you all of the sudden, but would you mind not coming by my place today?
Yeah, I'm totally beat. Is something wrong? I wasn't planning on coming by your place today, even if you didn't ask me though, Heather.
Yeah, I don't want you to come, so I thought I'd let you know. It certainly is my place now, but up until last week, it was your place, so I just assumed this was where you'd be coming. If I hadn't said anything, you would have gone back to the wrong place, huh?
Huh? I'm kind of confused now. What's going on?
Well, I'm already living in the place you were staying in before you left, so it's mine now, and I don't want you coming here today.
I don't get it. Is this some kind of joke or something?
Look, when you've decided on your next place, just let me know, and I'll have your things sent over, okay? I'll just hold on to it all until then. If you won't be needing any of your furniture or appliances, just let me know, and I can make use of them. You won't be needing your dryer or your iron, right? I can take them off your hands.
Okay, you need to hold on a second. Back this whole conversation up. Why have you started living in my place? I never approved of anything like this. I was always planning on living there myself when I got back.
But you did approve of me staying here. Don't you remember?
What are you talking about?
Well, it is your signature on all this paperwork transferring your lease over to me.
Seriously, what are you talking about? What documents? I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about.
There's no use going into details because you still probably wouldn't have much idea of what I'm talking about. But if I were to put it plainly, I have documents signing over the lease to your place. And it is definitely your signature on these papers.
I have never signed any such document.
Really? But this is definitely your signature on these papers. Next time you sign something, you should make sure to read all of the fine print first.
Huh? Are you telling me that you tricked me into giving you the leasing rights to my apartment somehow?
You shouldn't say things like that. People might get the wrong idea. You legally gave the lease up to me. You shouldn't grumble about it now. Why don't you just find your next place as fast as you can?
Does Ben know about this? What did you tell him?
Of course your brother agrees with me that this is our new place where we live and you don't. He was worried about you when he heard you weren't coming back. But when I told him that I heard you had moved abroad, he calmed right down, however.
That's because he thought I had moved abroad. If he knew that I hadn't, he wouldn't be all relaxed about everything still. You've just taken advantage of his trust. He's a kind man, so he'd never doubt his wife.
Doubt? What's there to doubt? I haven't done anything that would merit being doubted, if you ask me.
You must be having fun doing everything you can to feign ignorance like that. It's just you and me, Heather, so there's no need to be so cloying and fake. Just be honest and tell me what you're really thinking. Why did you trick me out of my home? Were you jealous of my beautiful apartment at the heart of the city?
There's no way you're going to get me to admit to having tricked you into giving up this place to me. Do you think I'm stupid? If I admit anything here, you'll just have the chat log as proof.
Didn't you kind of just admit to it all just now with what you just wrote? Anyhow, if you're not going to return my home to me, I'll have to see a lawyer and sue you. You know this is no laughing matter, don't you?
You're going to sue me? Go ahead, sue me. That'll be a laugh. I've got a lawyer already, so go right ahead and sue me. He's a super high-class lawyer in the field of real estate, so you're not going to stand a chance.
Wait, you have a lawyer? What was your lawyer's opinion on the situation?
Naturally, he said there was no problems at all. He's an expert on the law, and you signed the documents that he prepared. There's absolutely nothing weird about what has happened. You understand that, right?
No, there is something weird afoot. I've never read documents like these in my entire life. I'd remember if I had. You're swindling me. I knew that you were a scam artist. I felt off about you since the day we met.
It is your signature on these papers. There is no scam or anything else going on here. More importantly, there are way too many of your things left in this apartment.
You're not going to throw any of it away, are you?
I'm not so rotten a person that I'd carelessly throw away any of your personal items. How could you think so little of me?
The precise reason that I've asked you not to is because you are exactly the rotten sort of person that would carelessly discard my personal items.
Wow, you've really changed since you've been out of the country. Did something happen to you? Did you go mad? Is this some personality you adopted from your time abroad? Or do you just feel uppity because you got to go abroad?
I'm not affecting some sort of other personality. I am acting just the same as I did prior to leaving. Just because I had to go on a business trip out of the country doesn't mean that I think any differently.
Whoa! You actually hung up that article you were interviewed for on your wall!
That's honestly really embarrassing. Would you please cut this out? I hung it up because it was from a really famous British economics publication, though.
I really hate that part about you. You're just so into the UK, aren't you? It's so lame. What's so great about them anyways? Didn't we beat them in a war like 300 years ago?
Could it be that you stole my apartment because you were jealous of my success? Well, I guess I can't blame you.
Hey, the only difference between you and me is that I was raised in a poor household. You might have been able to study various things due to being born into a blessed environment, but that doesn't make you better than me. I never had such an environment. I couldn't just go study whatever I was interested in and get ahead in the world. That's why I've decided to take your apartment and get ahead of you.
Oh, is that why? It's not that I don't understand what you're trying to say, but also what you're trying to say doesn't really justify the means you are using. Taking things like you have my apartment makes you no more than a common thief, right?
Earlier, you called me a scam artist. And now, you're going to call me a thief? You must truly despise those born to a lower class than yourself. What sort of false accusations are you trying to lay at my feet because you think less of me for being born into poverty?
I'm not trying to belittle you for your upbringing or anything like that, but I haven't called you anything that isn't true. You are literally trying to scam me out of my apartment.
Shut up! It doesn't matter what you say. I live in this beautiful apartment right in the heart of the city now. And from this day forward, you'll just have to find somewhere else. I've already contacted my lawyer to get all of the names on everything switched out. So, good day to you.
Congratulations on earning yourself a criminal record.
What do you mean? I don't have a criminal record.
I'm sorry, but I've got audio records in my apartment. They've recorded all of your conversations. You do realize that I run a company that make tools for home security, right? Did you really think my place wouldn't be outfitted with top-of-the-line systems?
Huh? Wait, where are they?
Could it be that you're thinking of destroying the recording equipment and the records of what you've said? I'm not going to tell you where they are located, but even if you did destroy them, it would be meaningless.
What? Then what am I going to do?
At this point, the only option open to you is getting arrested. Naturally, I will be filing charges with the police.
Arrested? But it's your signature on the contract transferring the property to me!
Yes, about the conversation you mentioned earlier with your lawyer, Heather. I know that you talked to him about forging my signature because you were in my apartment when you did. It's been recorded, so I think that'll be more than enough evidence.
You can't really have that.
Your lawyer will also be charged as a criminal. You called him a super high-class lawyer, but just how much did you pay him?
I took out a loan of $40,000 and paid it all to him.
You went so far as to take out a $40,000 loan to hire some corrupt lawyer to help you forge my signature on some documents just because you were jealous of me. Did you really think you could get a good lawyer to do something so illegal for only $40,000?
I should have hired a hitman after all. I didn't know it would end up like this.
That is an absurd line of thought. But you're certainly right that if you had, it would at the very least have had a chance of working out better for you. I think if you were going to pay some corrupt 2-bit lawyer $40,000, you would have been better off just paying for a hitman. Hey, please don't start fighting with your lawyer. You're both so loud. I can hear everything that you're saying to one another.
Huh? You're listening in on our conversation? Doesn't that make you the criminal?
What is the problem with eavesdropping on things that are occurring in your own home?
That's some absurd logic. Anyways, as you apparently know, the super high-class lawyer is here with me. He's here so I can easily charge you in case you come here and trespass.
Why would me entering my own home qualify as trespassing?
It's not your home. You signed it away to me. Also, we're going to call the police now because you violated our privacy, and they'll haul you off to prison for what you've done. This house is mine, so it's a crime to be spying on us like this.
Well, if it were your home, I guess you'd be correct. But given that I have the evidence to show that you forged the signature, wouldn't that make it still my home? And therefore, nothing I've done is wrong. By the way, where has your lawyer gone off to?
Huh? He's not here!
Could it be that he ran away on you? Are you going to have to figure this out all on your own now? A lawyer would understand how screwed they are in this situation, so it's natural that your lawyer bolted on you.
He bolted? That isn't funny. He wouldn't do that. I paid him a lot of money, though.
Well, a lawyer who would forge a signature probably isn't the most honorable guy. I'm sure a man like that wasn't about to go down with the ship. I mean, why would you expect someone like that to stick with you? It's too bad, but this was to be expected.
Wait, what am I to do without a lawyer?
You will be arrested. That is the only thing that I can be certain of. Furthermore, the only outcome I can see for the level of fraud that you've committed is for you to be sent to prison. So, without a doubt, you will end up serving time.
Go to prison? No, there's no way. You're definitely just trying to scare me for what I did. I can't get arrested, though. You've got to do something.
There's nothing that I can do at this point. I mean, the more severely that you're punished, Heather, the happier I'll be.
Do you think saying something like that to me is okay? Haven't you yourself committed a crime? You invaded my privacy. You do understand that that is also a crime, right? When I go to prison, you'll be coming right alongside me.
Are you going to sue me for invading your privacy for looking at my own security footage? And do you think I would be thrown in jail for something like that?
I'm telling you this in advance. If I can bring you down with me, then I'm going to do just that. I'm prepared to go to prison if it means that I get to put you in there alongside me.
What is with that resolve? Are you just that jealous of me? Do you despise me that much? Just how much do you hate me anyhow?
I hate you so much that it actually makes me sick to my stomach. Just the sight of you makes me queasy. I hate you. I hate your friends. I hate everything that you have. It all just makes me want to puke.
You're just jealous and wanted my apartment. How am I to be convinced that you hate everything about me, but at the very same time you tried to steal my apartment? You have no aesthetic of your own, so you thought you could just adopt my things as your own. In the end, was just getting to harass me worth all of this?
Quit trying to act like you're all that. It's disgusting. You're so proud of the life of privilege you were born into. You think that it's all talent, but in actuality, you were just lucky enough to be born into a rich family.
That is certainly not the case. I do acknowledge the relative privilege I was born into, but I am not some spoiled rich kid like you're making me out to be. Aren't you the one acting like you're more than you are? By the way, I have one more piece of information to share with you, but you may find it inconvenient. Well, would you like to hear what it is?
All right, I'll bite. What is it?
You were sleeping around with that lawyer, weren't you? There's no use feigning ignorance at this point.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Unfortunately for both of us, I have videos that prove it. Did you think that I would have just bugged my apartment for sound? The camera reacts to body temperature, so it turns on in the presence of people when the automatic recording function is on. And that function is typically on whenever I'm not home. That is to say, it was on the entire time I've been overseas on business. Furthermore, a notification has been sent to my security company. When they get a notification like that, they usually send someone over to investigate the situation.
A security guard? They're coming here?
No, I contacted them earlier and told them not to come. I wanted to see your panicked face with my own eyes, so I decided to handle it myself.
What is wrong with you? You've got some freaky kinks, lady.
I don't want to hear that coming from you, Heather. Given the sick things I know that you're into now.
Ben, did you know we had started living here several days ago?
Yes. It was very amusing watching and listening to all the recordings. Excuse me for feigning ignorance up until now, but it was just much funnier that way.
What is up with you? You're quite the freak.
I truly feel sorry for you. I know it's going to suck losing your position as partner at work, and to get divorced on top of that. It's really too bad, but your life is already over. There is nothing you can do at this point.
Huh? What have I lost? Divorced? Don't make me laugh. I already know that Ben cheated on me when we were dating, so there shouldn't be any real issue. Besides, this whole plan was formed because I was so into him.
What are you trying to say?
I put this apartment into his name, not my own. I thought if perhaps the scam was uncovered, then my darling husband could just take the fall. The only one who's going to be arrested for any of this is that poor old fool.
You've done quite the job sticking your crimes to my brother, haven't you?
I wouldn't have gone through with it if any of the risk was on me, you know. I'm not stupid. But Ben, well, he's a different matter entirely. Somebody that overwhelmingly positive and friendly is so easy to take advantage of. I bet he just admits his guilt himself to protect his wife. He'll tell them that it was due to some blunder on his behalf that he ended up putting his little sister's home into his name. I'm sure he'll just selflessly fall on the blade and repent for his crimes. That's just the kind of noble man he is.
You really are the lowest of the low, aren't you? As far as what you've done to me is concerned, I honestly could care less because I will suffer no ill effects. But the fact that you've betrayed my poor, kind brother is something that I'll definitely never be able to forgive.
You're just deciding that you'll never forgive me before even giving it a shot? Well, I don't need your forgiveness. I hate both you and Ben. I would gladly watch the two of you slowly pulverized. It would be a great joy to watch as a large hydraulic press turns you into little more than jelly.
Just to let you know, I am with Ben right now.
You're with Ben?
Yes, he's seen the entirety of this conversation. In addition, he has also seen the footage of you and your lawyer from the security cameras. Heather, there is no way out of this now. You've been caught. The only thing you can do now is accept the situation you've constructed for yourself.
Seriously? Is this really happening?
No matter how kind and affable my brother is, now that he has been shown the evidence of your crimes, there is no way that you'll be able to deceive him. You have been caught in 2 of your sins. You've committed the crime of fraud and the sin of adultery. It has all come to light, and there is no way to wriggle your way out of the consequences. There is evidence clearly demonstrating what you've done, so you will certainly be going to prison, and you will be forced to pay restitution to Ben and I for any damages we have incurred from your crimes.
I'm never going to forgive you two for what you've done to me. I won't let this be my end. I'll get out someday and take my revenge on the 2 of you. I swear to God I will.
Are you threatening me? I'm very scared. Really? Truly? I mean, threatening your victims really shows that you have absolutely no remorse. This is just going to extend your sentence, you know? They aren't going to let out a criminal who feels no remorse for the crimes that they've committed.
I don't care if I do get caught threatening you like this. I will destroy both of your lives. I will tear everything from you. I'll make you wish that you were dead.
Why, that's a very clear and direct threat, isn't it? Why do you think that you need to take revenge out upon us, the victims in the situation? I really have not the faintest idea what either of us have ever done to you.
Shut up! You're rich! I hate all you rich trust fund brats. You should all die! You're just unskilled sacks of flesh that get to coast by living the good life because of who gave birth to you.
It might be true that we were blessed with the situation we were born into, but that doesn't mean we haven't worked or struggled for anything that we now have. I don't think that one's familial background is grounds for it to be morally acceptable to commit fraud against somebody. People should be treated equally, regardless of the station to which they're born into. I worked very hard to get where I am. You don't start a successful company just because you have money.
What hard work? You were just lucky enough to be born into a wealthy family. Anybody could achieve success with your privilege.
Well, it shouldn't be much more than a minute left until the police reach my apartment. You might want to redo your makeup before you get hauled out in handcuffs.
You just continue to mock me until the very end. That is why I hate you. You laugh at the miserable masses as they struggle to survive while you sit in your gilded high-rise. I will absolutely never forgive you two for what you've done to me. Remember that. Remember that I will yet have my revenge on you.
You will have your revenge on me? Do you think you're in a movie? Why are you talking like that? Could it be that you're the one affecting a personality? After that, Heather was arrested. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison. She was such a proud woman. She took being forced to stand in court as a defendant as a huge disgrace. In the end, it appears that the thought of continuing to stand trial was too much for her. So she never appealed the decision the court came to. Even if she did try to appeal, it would have just been tossed out though. The corrupt lawyer she had been sleeping with was also arrested soon after. It appears that he had been involved in several other similar scams in the same role. Because he fled the scene of the crime, no extenuating circumstances were taken into consideration, and he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. They were also both ordered to pay my brother and I damages for what they had done to us. Once they get out of prison, long days await the 2 of them as they work to pay off all of those damages. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.